Welcome to I'm the Coach.
I'm the athlete.
That's right.
Hey!
She's an athlete. So we're here with Quinn Conwell,
Yes.
class of 2026, Buford High School. Quinn, I'm so excited to connect with you. Wow, it's been, I can't even think of what year you started running track. And I know I'm supposed to know, but what I want to know from you, before we get into all the accolades and all that, I just want to set the scene so people have an understanding of your commitment and how much your family has committed to the sport of track and field. So when did you start running? What age were you and how did that come about?
Okay, so we started running when I was in first grade. My family, there was like a poster outside of our school and it was like Jackrabbit Running Club. And we were actually supposed to do karate. We weren't going to do track, but
I never knew that.
yes, they gave us like a uniform to wear to the karate class, and me and Lexi wrote on them with Sharpies. And my mom was like, "We're not doing that. We're not taking you up there." We wrote on Sharpie with the uniform.
Wait, what did you write on the uniform?
Conwell. I spelled it wrong. too.
That is funny.
Yeah, so karate got the boot, and so there was a sign outside of our school that says Jackrabbit Track. Joined and like had all the information under my parents. Right. They signed Haley, my older sister, up, and so the first year she just ran, and then the next year my dad was like, "Well, all the girls are doing it," so me, Lexi, and Haley all ended up running.
Yes, that's nice. I never knew about the karate.
Yeah, I still be hearing about that to this day.
Okay, so did you have to turn the karate uniform back in, or what'd you do with it?
No, they're upstairs in the closet.
They're upstairs in the closet? Oh my goodness.
Yes.
You should frame that.
Yes, it'll get framed one day.
That's good stuff. So when you started running, what was that like for you though? Just you were in the first grade, you started running. Did you take to it immediately, or did it take some time when it came to like the workouts, the schedule, the long meets? Being there all day, doing AAU club track. How did that work out for you? How'd you take to that?
Well, I actually started in the second grade.
Okay.
So when I first started, I ran more like the 800, the 800 and the 400. So I would do the 800 and 400 practices, run through the woods. It was pretty fun. Like, honestly, I wouldn't say I was like the best. Like, I wasn't like, oh, it's stuff out like, oh, we know she's going to be a star one day. It was like, okay, like, I like it, so we're going to do it. And so I want to say I ran the 4 and the 8 until one day I was like 11, 12. Like, yeah, I was in like 4th grade. And I did really good in the 400, like random out of the blue. And you were like, okay, since you did good in the 4, you can run the 2 now. And so then I started running the 4 and the 2. Right. And I was like, yeah, wait, I like this a lot more than running miles, because I did cross country too for a little while. So I was like, yo, 200 is nice. Like, I get to stop running after 200 meters instead of 200 times 8.
Short and quick, yes. And I do remember you doing some cross country and also some cross country in middle school.
Yes. I was good at cross country, but I don't think it was like for me, if that makes sense. Like, right. When I step out the track, I just like, I'm happy. I'm like, hey, like, let's get this work. I step out that cross country course, I'm like, ooh.
So I will tell you this. So when you look back on it though, do you think being that young, 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade, going into the 5th grade, do you think those early runs helped you by doing some cross country as well? Or it just came to your endurance and your strength and things like that? Definitely,
because like, especially when you're younger, I feel like that conditioning, it works like so many, it just like, I feel like it's very beneficial because like, I feel like you don't lose your conditioning as quick when you're younger because you're constantly moving and stuff. That is true. And so being able to run cross country, I know if I can run 5 miles a day, I can run a 400 when I step on the track. So it's like, that definitely helped. And I played lacrosse, so. That, you know what? You did play lacrosse. But we never had you run 5 miles, did we? Did Coach Steve ever? Okay. Well, who knows? Who knows? One thing I always remember about you when you were younger and you were running, you've always been very competitive. Like, always. Like, switch turns on when you compete.
and they'd be like, wait, is that the same girl? Like you run with so much, you're very aggressive when you run. You have a lot of power that I think people underestimate. They don't realize how strong you are. And I don't know if you get that from your dad or your mom, but you sprint with your power. That's one thing I love about you, is that you sprint with your power. Coming out of middle school, which things are a little bit more relaxed, and come out of an environment like club track, was there much of an adjustment you had to make from middle school and club track to high school track?
I wouldn't really say like there's like a big adjustment because I feel like track is track. I feel like football is football.
Right.
No matter what stadium you play at, what crowd you're playing at, what crowd is there, you're still playing football. I feel like kind of like that for track. So it's like practice, going from practice a couple hours after school to practice immediately after.
Right.
I mean, the biggest thing for me was I couldn't eat a meal in between.
Right.
But I wouldn't say it was like a super big adjustment for me because I just felt like I was already prepared. Like I already knew what I was getting into and what I was going to have to do.
Okay.
So going into high school, I already was like, okay, I already know who my coach is. I've already had conversations with him. So once it got time for the season to come around, I was like, you just got to, it's the
perform.
Same. Yeah, it's the same 400 that I've ran
always
before.
Been running.
Yeah.
Right. Compete and perform. Yes. Now, within your roster of your high school team, with it being competitive, do you think being on a competitive club team helped you with that? Because of the training and running with, I'm gonna just use the word, some elite athletes. Did that help in your high school season as well?
Definitely, because like I'd been training with high schoolers since I was in middle school. So having to run against people older than me, I wasn't like scared to run against them. Like even if you were a senior, I mean, I was like, okay, now I'm
gonna go get you.
Like I feel like a lot of the girls, like when I talk to, they're coming in, they're like, I've never had to run against people who aren't in my age group, and I feel like that's really big for them. Right. But I was like, no, you're senior, you're a junior, but I mean, the clock speaks for itself.
Yeah, high school is high school.
Yeah.
Yes, that's good. I mean, you've been doing track 8 years now? 8? Has it been 8 years?
No, this season was my 10th season. So next year this upcoming season will be my 11th season.
Oh, okay. So that reminds me, we have to celebrate you and a few other people for the 10-year. Okay,
that reminds me. I was kind of salty about that because I was like, "Am I not going to get my 10-year award?"
You are. No, because I actually said something to one of the coaches. I said, I have to make sure we do something for the 10-year anniversary of the athletes that's been running, put a decade in with the team with Jackrabbit. But yes, okay, good. I'm glad you brought that up. But tell me about the camaraderie of the sport, just outside of the sport, who you've learned from, not your coaches, just athletes and friends, and how you've developed as a person by just being in the environment of the sport of track and field.
So I love my teammates, but I wouldn't say it's always been easy, because I remember when I first started out Jackrabbit, there wasn't a big age group of girls with who were my age. So I think there was maybe 3 or 4 other girls. Okay. And like I wasn't as fast as them, so it was kind of cliquish almost. So I was just like, I mean, if they want to be friends, like, it's cool. I'm still going to be, hey guys, every day I practice. Right. But then luckily within like the up and coming years, a lot more girls joined, and like being around your teammates, they really become your family, and they really become like your support system, because, and they teach you so much, because it's like, yes, you're my best friend, but once we step on the line, yo, cut this out. Like we got to get down. We got to get to business. And so that was, I wouldn't say it was hard to learn necessarily, but it is different, because you go from, like you said, I'm extremely competitive. I never want to lose. Right. So, but you're my best friend. Like, I still never want to lose to you. Right. But we could go like grab a snack after this. Yes. So that was like a big, and so as the team kept growing and we made more friends, those are the people who I wasn't just around on the track. I was around them like birthdays,
Right.
dinners, like I'm like with those girls. And so switching over to high school, coming in, I would say coming into high school, I didn't have the easiest time with my teammates. And it took about like halfway through the season, and some of the older girls, they really adopted me. Like those are still like some of my closest friends to this day. But once I really got settled and really got to learn those, it was just like my club team. They became my family.
Right.
Like,
starting to see a lot more consistency. And I love the fact that you got back to running some open 400s this summer. And your dad and I have talked a lot about your times and your progression and things like that. Tell me what you saw in yourself this season in particular during high school, then coming into the summer, PRing, getting back to some good times in the open 4, and to the point now where you're starting to be recruited coming out of the class of 2026 out of Buford.
Okay, that's
was that a lot?
Yeah, but I got it.
I can get sometimes I can get like real professional. Just want to let you know.
It's okay. It's okay. I got it. So this season, I would say a big part of it was really putting the work in and trusting my training, because, like you said, my growth spurt, like I was like, really, is track for me? Is this really what I want to do? And I was like, this is something I have a passion for that I don't want to give up on. So even though it was like really hard and really challenging, I was like, just keep working with it. So I knew that like at the beginning of the season, I was like, okay, I'm going to PR this first meet. I don't care. And I PR'd the first meet. And I was like, and after that I kind of plateaued, but I was like, I just got to keep sticking with it. And so as I kept working, I was just like, I can never give up. If I'm training with somebody who runs way faster than me, that's great for me because they're going to make me faster.
Right.
And so I just kept with that all through the season. And so even like you said, getting back in the 400, man, well, did I get back in the 400 and the 400 get back at me? But
I like the way you put that.
Yes.
Yes.
The 400, you know, we had a good fight, and she's going to see me again. But
yes. No, that's good. I think, and you know, I think that, you know, doing that really helped with you get through the rounds at AAU club championships and to stay under 12 seconds. You did the quarter, the semi, then the final. That's 3 rounds, and that was just 100.
Yeah.
So I think that 400 definitely helped with that, with you getting through the rounds and having you stay in that 11-second range going from the semi to the finals. And you could see it. Like I knew if you got out good, that you would be able to hold and maintain. And for you to take that 3rd place, like I was so happy for you. I really was excited. That's why I'm the coach and she's the
athlete.
Yep, she's the athlete.